Hey all, my name is Tony Teleky. This is going to be my presentation called To My Own Beat. All right, so I am a drummer and I am an engineer. That is one of the big things you should know about me, hopefully by now. If you've ever been in a breakout room with me, I seem to always mention drumming in some context. So that's kind of a big thing about me. We're going to go through my journey to get to Duke, at Duke, and what will come next after MEM. So I am from Waldorf, Maryland. This is located on the East Coast of America, just southeast of DC, and what we lovingly refer to as the DMV area between DC, Maryland, and Virginia. In Maryland, we are very proud of our Maryland flag. We put it on everything, our shoes, our football uniforms, the clothes and glasses we wear. We are also very proud of Old Bay and our blue crabs. And we put Old Bay on everything, and we especially put them on the crabs we eat. I began taking drum lessons in middle school. I got some leadership experience within my high school's drum line. I got to audition for some independent groups that are competing nationally. Did the Macy's Great American Marching Band to march in the Thanksgiving Day Parade, as well as the U.S. Army All-American Bowl, which were some really great, national experiences I got to have as a drummer in high school. I also graduated from my high school, and of course, I took a selfie with my graduating class from the podium because that's what you did back in 2014. Then I came to Duke. These are my first 2 years at Duke. I did the Duke University Marching Band, of course, because that's what I do. We lovingly refer to the marching band as DUMB, the D-U-M-B. So as you can see, this is the band at one of the bowl games. I also continued to do some independent groups with one of my friends, Eric, who actually, we both went to Duke and both marched in the Cadets Drum and Bugle Corps. So we had a great time doing that. At the same time, I was working on my mechanical engineering and material science degree. Then, after 2 years, I took a break, a leave of absence. I moved to California, lived with my aunt and uncle in Thousand Oaks, and then rehearsed with this drumline called Broken City Percussion, based out of Lake Elsinore, California, all sort of in like the LA Basin area. This is one of the best drum lines in the indoor activity in the world. We medaled both years, and I had a really great performing experience with them, as well as a great building experience with meeting a lot of designers who all work out of LA, both music, like artistic designers, as well as percussion hardware designers and products, the drum heads, the shells, the carriers that we use. And then I came back to Duke. I got to enjoy a year with Zion. Now, yeah, when I was a freshman, we won a national championship, and that was really cool. But there's like something really special about getting to see Zion live. So I thought that deserves a shout out. Also, I did get to take a basketball class in Cameron Indoor, which was super cool. And also like playing drum set for musicals at Duke, the tenting experience for the UNC game. I had some great times. I also worked on some engineering projects that related directly to my drumming. One of them was working with Kobe Watkins, who actually is a drum set player at the Mary Lou Center on Wednesday nights, Jazz at the Mary Lou. He asked me to help him design some alternative mallets to use for different songs. So, sometimes where it's like a lampshade or a Taj Mahal, different shape, might produce different timbres on the cymbals and the toms. I also worked on deconstructing an entire Yamaha drum, built out a bill of materials, and also created like a SolidWorks file for it as well, so that I could determine what parts of it we could reduce the weight of to make it lighter, so that when you have an 8th grader, 7th grader, even a 6th grader, usually it's really heavy to carry some of these drums. So you want to make them as light as possible. So I wanted to start breaking down piece by piece, where could we reduce weight? What metal things can we replace with carbon fiber? I also started looking at, I did a patent project as an independent study. By the way, all these drumming things while at Duke, these projects I did with Dr. Becky Simmons, she was incredibly helpful with all my independent studies that I was really interested in. This one, I was looking at a lot of patents for carrier designs. One of the big third-party competitors as Randomly International. So I was super interested in looking into what exactly they own and have protection for, and how that exists with all the other manufacturers out there and what they have protection for themselves. All right. And then COVID hit. I had to finish senior year over Zoom. So naturally, I went with the trend of changing all my background. So I was in National Stadium, I was in Disney World, I was in the office. I had a great time. And then I had to take my chapel photo in the middle of March. So that was a time. But I'm glad I got the photo right before I left. This is the project I conducted with Brad Lomax. He has a startup company based out of his garage at his house in Olathe, Kansas, called Beetle Percussion. He takes beetle-killed trees and other recycled reclaimed lumber, as well as usually California car tire rubber, and creates these really beautiful drum pads for practice. I've got some of them right here. Essentially, we, as drummers, we use them so that we can practice, whether it's on the move or on a bus or, just at home without making all the noise that a big loud drum would create. So that's what these practice pads are for. But his whole thing was making it all out of recycled materials to help save the environment, because most companies were using, rubber materials that they had to produce and would create toxins. It was like no good. Okay. So we started working on what we call the bus pad, and it started with this design that he kind of made for me. I asked him to give me this piece of wood when I met him. I said, give me this piece of wood. I just want to take it with me on the bus for my final summer drum corps. And he decided to put this piece of rubber on it. And then a couple months later, we kept talking about it, and we decided, you know what, let's sell it. Let's start business together, and let's actually make this a real product. So over the years, we kept updating the design. However, once we hit the fall of 2020, we decided we needed a major update. We wanted to make Bus Pad 2. So for Bus Pad 2, we decided that we wanted to introduce a Mylar playing surface, so it felt a little bit more like an actual drum head. We wanted to also make it so that the feet on the bottom were a bit bigger and thicker and softer, so that you could play on that side as well. However, there are some issues with this design. We'll get to that. So then I started taking classes at MEM. All right. I got all these great soft skills, time management, the application to new business building, the entrepreneurship side of it, prioritizing, all really important soft skills. To get into some specific things and some course shout outs, marketing, the 5 C's, STP, 4 P's, and business law, learning all about intellectual property, patents, and the protection that I can get with my designs with those patents. And finally, like design thinking and innovation, including the customers in the design process, making sure that you're speaking with them empathetically, you're learning what it is they like about what you have already, and how you can improve it in a way that actually is a better experience for them and not just for me and my singular perspective. All the courses I took, including the 3 I shouted out, all the courses I took gave me tools to use for the rest of my life as an engineer, as a designer, as a manager, as a coach, and as a teacher when I'm teaching drums. So here's the current design, the most updated design of Bus Pad version 2. We're going to add some Duke Blue Valchromat material, which is recycled lumber materials with color fibers throughout the entire surface, so that the Duke Blue will never go away. It's not painted on. It's not going to chip off. It's going to be there. The top surface will have Mylar with car tire, with the Mylar covering the whole thing. The bottom surface is going to be nice, soft, and quiet. And I would not have made it to this final design if it hadn't been for the things I learned in the courses I took these past 2 semesters. That was a big key for me. What's next? The big move. I'm headed back to Waldorf, Maryland. Going to continue finalizing the design with the Beetle Bus Pad, getting prototypes. We're going to prepare to launch it. I'm going to be pursuing my first job opportunities in the DMV area. I'm going to keep teaching the next generation of drummers, give back to the community that's given me so much and inspired me as a musician and as a designer. And long term, I would hope to work in percussion product design. possibly within the big international players that already exist, or possibly with a startup company of my own. And that's it. Thank you so much for your time.
Great job. Thank you, Tony. Good work.